with Rita Yachoui. I hope I pronounce your surname correctly.
Correct.
And I met Rita back in 2016 when she was doing her MSc in marketing at Henley Business School. And Rita now works for Autodesk as a sales representative, right? So thank you, Rita, for agreeing to being in this interview today. So why don't you tell us a bit more of what happened after you graduated from your MSc? What was your career path? And then you tell us a bit more about what does it mean to be a sales representative? Like what do you actually do on a day-to-day basis to get a better idea?
Of course. So thank you, Rodrigo, for this special event together. It was a pleasure seeing you recently in Barcelona, and happy to be here. So I started in Reading, like you said, master's in digital marketing, and where you were my professor in digital marketing. And then after graduation, actually, I finished my thesis in August, and I got lucky because I found a job end of August because I already had started applying month before. So end of August, I started working at Kaspersky Lab, UK. It's the office is in London, and there I had the experience of both marketing and sales because my role was literally both. So sales and marketing assistant. You want me to tell you more about what I did there a bit?
Yeah, briefly, yeah.
Okay. So in the sales team, uh, I got introduced to Salesforce and like how the other people are managing to succeed in their work. So it taught me a lot about the job. And there was an event, London Tech Day, that I participated with them in the as well in 2017. And what else? Oh, the reports, online and retail reports of the.
Was it
Pivot.
was it hard to learn how to use Salesforce?
No, it was. It's actually very, makes sense. It's not hard at all. It's very easy. And but the when I first saw it, I was like, okay, it looks more like somewhere where you save customers' information. Like what's the other use of it? And then of course, right now in this job, this is where I see all the capacities of Salesforce, which is really amazing. We have also many colleagues here who used to work there. So yeah. So other than sales, we had the marketing side of the Kaspersky job. There was actually an already set B2C marketing plan for the year by a woman who went on maternity leave. So they put me in charge to apply it, and with the assistance of one of the other people working there. So it helped me really see. My major work was one collaborating with the graphic designer and making sure he all the digital assets are submitted on time according to the marketing guidelines. So that was something, for banners and everything for the online advertising campaigns. The second thing was organizing a collaboration with a famous artist during that time. So it was very interesting because also, there's preparation of the event and everything, and the actual um, attendance of the event. So it was very cool. And I'm talking mostly about the experience at Kaspersky because this job was more like multinational environment, um, lots of people, more like you communicate through the screen, like, with people around the world, etc. What I did after this job, when I left London, I went back to Lebanon. I worked in several jobs as well, one as social media specialist and content creator. Um, I had several jobs actually. The one in health insurance, the one I'm telling you about, and then the other one was the for a technology company, also writing essays for the blogs um, and then what else?
So creating a lot of content. You were doing a lot of content
Yeah,
creation.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of content creation, and it helped a lot actually. The HubSpot certification that we did together, that you encouraged us. I'm still signed in my Henley account actually in the HubSpot, so super cool. Yeah, I did the content, the one that you recommended, and then after it inbound, also I think you recommended, and then email. I continued to do email marketing as well. Then I did Google Ads, etc. You know, always you encouraged us since university to always stay up to date with the learnings, with the online teaching and everything, to be up to date. So this is like a mindset that being graduating in digital marketing gave me. Like
Yeah.
always be on track, be up to date, and you
Yeah,
know, keep
because
open to.
especially in digital marketing, it changes very frequently. No, I mean, Google now is changing to
Yeah.
generative AI experiences and all that. So you need to keep up to date.
100%. And it's more an attitude, you know, it's more an attitude to keep your eyes open on everything. And since Google and ChatGPT and everything happened, even right now in Autodesk, we have an AI within the system, within our website, within our functionings. So it's like very interesting, really.
Yeah.
And I remember your love for AI as well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it continues, my love for
thank
AI.
you.
But
That's good.
yeah.
So
Anyway,
yeah.
so you were in Lebanon and then eventually you moved to Spain then.
Mhm. Yeah, I was in Lebanon and I was working for a company and I kept working there. During Corona, I moved to Spain and I kept working in I'll let you continue.
You kept working on what?
No, no. I'm so the question is why did I move? Like what's the question? I went from Lebanon
You
to
went
Spain.
from Lebanon to Spain and then you started your new role.
Yeah. No, I continued working with the company remotely at
Ah,
first. Yeah, and then I found a job here. I met someone actually from Lebanon, and they had opened a company in Dubai but wanted to open an office here. And so it was a startup. So I helped them as well. So I quit my job in Lebanon also because of hyperinflation, etc. It was getting a bit hard to, you
to
know,
stay there. Yeah.
to stay there and live on a salary from Lebanon in Europe. So it was a bit different. So I worked with this startup for a bit, and then they had to move to Dubai, and I already started doing my papers in Spain, so I couldn't leave. So I had to stop. And but then I got lucky, of course, because I did the interview for Autodesk, and then soon after I got in, which is really
So
interesting. Yeah.
tell us a bit more about Autodesk because some people might not know. I mean, a lot of people know Kaspersky because of the antivirus and all these kind of things. But tell us a bit more about what industry you're in and then a bit more about your role now.
Yeah. Okay. So Autodesk is a software company that sells the software for the architecture, engineering, and construction industry. Also for the manufacturing. So everything buildings, construction, towers, bridges, infrastructure. And then there's the other industry, which is manufacturing, which is like robots, when even food manufacturing for containers, etc. This is in the manufacturing field. And there's media and entertainment, which is the software for gaming. So all these have no, all our software cover these industries,
Yeah.
basically. So we have several softwares.
Okay.
And in my role, I have cross-industry access. So I was able to learn about all the software because if someone is specified for the construction industry, they only get to learn about that industry. So what I cover is Africa and sales in Africa. And I think the pluses that got me this role was my fluency in English, French, and Arabic, which are languages that they need there, and also my previous experience just before it in the startup. Um, it's in lighting design, which is construction, which is also the same field. And the things I used to do was reach out to people on LinkedIn, and not personally. I was like I started this for 5 months and then I became the manager for the sales. But I know that first you reach through LinkedIn, Sales Navigator, and then email marketing, and then you do a meeting with the client, and that's how the sales process goes. And the way I do it here in Autodesk, like you said, how is my day? My day? How does my day go? The way I do it is I separate my day by leads and opportunities. So I create from the marketing leads, um, I contact the clients and I see if they really need the software, want it, want our assistance, etc. And then if they do, I convert them into an opportunity and then follow up until it closes. Or I give them like meetings and connect them to the specialists so that they become a long-term customer. So this is what I
Oh,
do. Yeah.
so are you then mainly about new sales rather than kind of selling more to existing customers, like inside sales?
I am in inside sales, and I'm like you said, it's for new licenses that I get compensated, not for renewals. But uh, some customers, even if they bought once, usually they want to buy again, new licenses as well. So I follow up with uh, many customers more than once. So they become like your own customers.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
And I think actually when in marketing, sometimes marketers they don't really know their customers that well, and a lot of kind of the theory says, well, you need to actually talk to more sales teams, right? Because they are the ones that in fact talk to the end customers and know
Yeah.
what things of your product or software are is working, what is not. So do you feedback any of the discussions that you have with customers to someone else, like the development team or all this kind of thing? How does that work?
You fill the main information on Salesforce. So now everyone can access this link or name or domain of the email, and they can actually understand what the customer wants. Because many times, for example, the marketing leads that I get are from campaigns or trials, so of a specific software. And then when I talk to them, it turns out they just randomly tried this software by curiosity, but the one they actually need is something else. So it's very important to talk to a customer, from my point of view. So and it reminded me a lot of the like I thought you were going to ask me maybe like how did your marketing knowledge help you in the sales role. So I prepared an answer to this in my
Well,
mind.
how did it help then? There you go.
It does help because of the marketing knowledge that I grew up for several years doing. Even when I tried e-commerce, you have to understand the psychology of the customer. um, this helps a lot in the sales because I forgot the question. Because all my past experience came on my mind.
Yeah,
No,
more like how did you use like the things that you learn in marketing for your sales role, I guess.
the avatar. I think this is what I wanted to say the most. It's really understanding from the data that you have, how trying to get to know the customer as much as possible in your mind to know how to talk to them and what they might want. This way, it's not like super randomly, cold calling people. So it helps a lot, like the marketing wise, trying to understand, and then it comes with the sales, with actually asking to see if you're guessing correct, and then it works perfectly. Perfect combination.
Excellent. Good. Now, a follow-up question about your role. I mean, I remember when I used to work in marketing and brand management, there were certain things that I really enjoyed about my role and certain things that I really didn't like, right? So I used to enjoy, for instance, kind of designing new packages or doing advertising campaigns and all that part. It was really something that I
Yeah.
found interesting and exciting. And I used to really dislike that every month I needed to kind of report the budget and how much money we have spent and all this kind of thing. So they manage a profit and loss for the brands that I was working with. So in your role, what would be like the things that you really like, right, on that role, and what would be the things that you have to do them because they're part of the role, but you find less interesting?
That's very funny because for me, I'm gonna start with the things I don't like because the things I like might take longer. That's why I'm so happy in my role, in my job. Yeah. So the things I don't like is that every week, every team needs to do a team meeting. You know, it's like and so many meetings basically in big organizations, and then you're supposed to attend, but at the same time, it's for so many people, so you're like, okay, this is like draining my attention, my time, and in the end, people are not going to judge you based on your attendance. They're going to judge you based on if you, for example, me, if I reached my targets or not. So for me, it's always like, wait, I'm supposed to do all these things, and then you also want me to attend 2, 3 meetings, each of them like an hour and a half per day, and then how am I supposed to do my job? So it's very funny because my manager, like, at first I used to attend everything, and then he was like, okay, wait, what's happening? And then I'm like, okay, fine, and then I stopped attending everything, and then it's like, wait, people are asking, where are you? So, and now I found the middle ground, but it's very funny because this is like the part that I had to adjust. Like. Um, Try not to get too distracted because there is so much content out there. There is so much, so many emails, so many people who want your attention all the time. In the end, just focus on what you are judged by, basically. Yeah. So, see?
Okay, so attending all these general meetings that there's hundreds of people or dozens of people that they're not very
Small
very
meetings
relevant.
are not effective, but so,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Okay,
fine.
and so what are the things that you really enjoy then about your job?
What I really enjoy is the analytics, like the dashboard, super clear. If you put in the energy or not, it shows. And then there is, for example, me, and we're like five in my small team, and then we literally see our performance and like as bubbles, as the comparisons, and it's exciting because it's like a competition. So many people don't like it in sales, that there is so much pressure that you need to achieve, you need to keep performing, you need to be on top of your game. But for me, it's something that I like, because in the marketing job, I used to always be responsible for following up with graphic designers, making sure everything's going well. And the end, the performance, like you said, you do so much, and then in the end, did the campaign perform well or not? And you're like, I don't have like effect on. Yeah, exactly. I cannot affect this directly. And like, on the other hand, in this job, it's the opposite. If I do something, it shows directly as numbers, as performance. So since I'm the type who pours my energy into something, I like it to show, because I don't like to talk about what I do, but I like it. And I'm the type, like, I take breaks, and then I do things my way. But if you
Yeah.
don't have clear proof that you're working, people don't know. They think that because of your attitude you're not, and something like that. Because you're happy, you're probably not working. So in
Yeah.
this case, it's like, wait, actually you're overachieving. Rita, what are you doing? We see you dancing, and we see you doing this, and then you're getting the numbers we don't understand. So for me, it's amazing. I don't have to talk about anything. It's all there. It's all self-explanatory. So I'm loving it, loving it.
That's good. I mean, something that people sometimes don't mention, but also a lot of sales teams and sales representatives, they obviously get financial incentives, right, for meeting targets or increasing those targets. So that's also quite a good thing, I imagine. I mean, I have a
Yeah.
few colleagues or friends that they work in as sales reps, and they're always happy when they get like their bonuses and stuff like that because they met their targets or did better than expected
But you
as
have to be
well.
smart about it as well, I heard. Because sometimes I'm like, okay, my maximum compensation is for 200% of my target. I'm like, okay, I'm going to reach that target. But then they're like, no, be careful. Because the bigger managers, when they see that you're achieving 200%, they're like, oh, maybe our target is too low. We should
Yeah,
put it
exactly. So you need to balance it.
way
Yeah,
too high.
that's that is
But if
correct.
you do
That is
it well,
correct.
then it goes well. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. Now I'm going to kind of drive to kind of an end the session, but for because this kind of video blogs are more aimed for students, right? That they're now studying marketing.
Yeah.
What would be your advice, I guess, for recent graduates that they're considering a job in sales? Like, do you think the market is good at the moment? And do you remember what kind of questions they ask you in the interview, or have you been in interviews and see like, okay, what are the things that people seem to care more about when they're interviewing people? What would be your advice for recent graduates?
So actually, my advice for recent graduates to start from the beginning stages are to start applying to both marketing and sales jobs, because their degree allows opportunity in both these fields. And by the way, just a parenthesis, I got into Autodesk in my mind thinking that I'm going to transfer to marketing after I get in. I didn't think I would like sales. I didn't know. There's always this idea that maybe I won't like it because I have another background. So the idea is apply to both marketing and sales, And then when you're in the company, you decide what you like, and start applying early. But make sure to get a referral where you're applying. Because if you don't have a referral, then don't get your hopes up, because it's very rare that someone contacts you if you don't have a referral. This is from my experience. Yeah. So
So
besides getting,
how did you find a referral then? It's just from your network or something?
yeah, because anyone around you, if you look around, probably has a job. So why don't you apply to their company with whichever job you could possibly do? And that's it. Ask people around you basically, and apply to their companies. And every time you meet someone new, if it's something that you might like, also, this is it. So through people, because in the end, a job is not like people think, like, okay, I will just apply online and please no one talks to me. It's not the reality. The reality is they want to know who they're going to include in the environment where they're going to see you every day, like, more or less. I mean, assuming it's not completely remote. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Rita, many thanks for your time today, and it was very nice seeing you virtually. And I hope to have some time to stop by in Barcelona soon. So thank you again for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure. Bye bye.